Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum and Khushamdeed. Ramzan Mubarak. This has been the first day of Ramzan in Pakistan. This year, more than any other year in particular, I think that the spirit of Ramzan is something that really speaks to me, which is the concept of fasting and sharing with others and giving to others and cutting down our own lifestyle and living a more simple life. So I want to share with you how I'm doing, and I'm doing just fine. I hope you are doing fine as well. Although I know from time to time there's a lot of overwhelming stress and it kind of feels like the sky is falling on our heads. But I've kept a routine for myself which involves exercise, work, and leisure, probably in equal measures. When it comes to exercise, I have a daily routine of playing about 1 hour of badminton with my Batman outside, and also with my wife. My stationary exercise bike is also being used almost daily by myself and my wife Sadia, and so is my mat, and so I'm having a good time taking care of myself. And along with exercise, I'm also really looking at my diet and increasing that intake of the good healthy foods and the vegetables, and watching my sugar and oil consumption, because everyone I'm talking to seems to be having this big problem, and we faced it as well, where our sweet tooths were kind of getting out of hand. So we quickly took control of that. And I think that's one important part of my routine, which is the exercise and the diet. The second part of my routine is work. And I'll be honest, some days I work quite a lot and I feel very efficient, and other days I don't even bother. And I'm very lucky to be in that position, because a lot of my work revolves around giving counseling, and it revolves around education. And right now I'm in the process of transferring my courses online on Udemy, and I have actually just recently uploaded a GRE verbal taster course on Udemy. So please go there, just check it out, leave a like. A third thing that I'm doing is leading a transformative technology chapter in Islamabad. And if you have any interest in technology that can transform lives or uplift the millions in Pakistan, then please do contact me, because I would love to support you and have you support this movement. Today, I'm going to talk about downsizing, and specifically downsize me, or why are you taking so much stress? I'm going to start off thinking about this with the Taoist story. Some of you may have heard this story. It's a really great story. I remember hearing it in my childhood. I don't know whether it was shared to me by my mother or my grandmother, but it has really stayed with me. But I had to Google it to remember the details. So the story goes like this, that there's this farmer, and he's kind of an elderly farmer, and he has a young son, and he has a horse, and he has some cows and stuff. So one day his horse runs off. So his neighbor comes to him and he says, "Oh my God, so unlucky, your horse ran away." And the farmer says, "Maybe." The next day the horse returns, and it brings 3 wild mares or other horses with it. So again the farmer's neighbor comes and he says, "Wow, your horse came back and now you have 3 more horses? You are so lucky." And the farmer says, "Maybe." Then the farmer's young son tries to break in one of these wild horses and ends up falling in the process and lames his leg. The neighbor hears about it, and he comes to the farmer and he says, "Oh no, now your son is lame. This is a great misfortune. You are really unlucky." And the farmer says, "Maybe." Sometime after that, the army comes looking to draft young men in a disastrous war in which many people are losing their lives. But when they see the farmer's son, they say he's lame, let him be. So the moral of the story is that we really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and it is kind of pointless to think about how lucky or unlucky a certain situation or event or daily occurrence has become. And it's better to say maybe, which is to adopt a wait and see approach. So the cliche is that life is 5% what happens to you and 95% what you make of it. And it's a cliche, so I'm not promoting that as an absolute fact that it's 5% and 95%. But I do believe that life is more about what you think of a situation and how you interpret a situation and what is your perspective and point of view in a situation. And these days, when it comes to the COVID and the things that are happening in our life, I think the same thing applies, that before we start thinking that everything is such a disaster, we should adopt a wait and see approach. So now I'm going to help you with why you are taking so much stress and how you can take less stress. Okay, so the first step is that I want you to think of everything that has gone wrong or could go wrong and be like, what a disaster. And you might be saying, I'm already doing that. Well, that's good. Okay, let's start at that point. So let's completely catastrophize, which is that the worst thing imaginable has happened. Okay, I want you to make an overgeneralization. I want you to say that because of this one thing, everything has gone wrong. So that's an overgeneralization. I want you to say because of this, because of that, because of that, because of that, which is just saying that go down that rabbit hole and say one thing is going to lead to the other and make a mountain out of that molehill. I want you to adopt that all or nothing. And in this case, it's going to be everything has gone bad, nothing is left. So we're going to start off with that point, which is that the worst has happened. And now I want you to think of it and pull back a little bit, because probably it's not very realistic that what you thought that, I don't know, there's zombies walking the streets and there's complete anarchy and it's become Mad Max Fury Road. Dial it back. You know that that's probably not a reality, and that's the story of a fictional movie. So step 2 was pulling it back a notch, which is dialing it back a little bit. So starting step 1 with the catastrophe and step 2 dialing it back. And step 3 is now start making yourself a little bit okay with some change in lifestyle, which comes to the downsize me. It's not the end of the world if you need to downsize your lifestyle. Seriously, it's not. Your neighbors, your friends, everyone is facing problems. So nobody is judging you. Not that they were judging you in any case. But if you're going to have to downgrade your lifestyle, or if you're going to have to downsize your business or the way you eat or the places you go or the things that you do, that's okay. It's okay to live a simpler life as long as you live a life of dignity, as long as you don't let stress overwhelm you. You are quite fortunate. So don't waste your life being so worried and spending it in stress. Step 4, and this is the final step, which is to come together and help others. But help them the way you want to help them, on your schedule and on the value and amount that you can help, or in the ways that you can help. Okay? So this is very important, because right now is the time that we feel like the burden of the entire world rests upon our shoulders. And if you're thinking about all of Pakistan, I just want to say, you're not the elected leader. That's Imran Khan's job to worry about the entire country. And it's the job of the elected leaders to worry about all the citizens in their country. For you, if you just take care of yourself, if you take care of your family and some of your friends and community members, or just the few people less fortunate than you that you can, that little bit is enough. It has to be enough. So first, look at what you have. Try to see where you can cut back in your lifestyle and try to see how much you can help others, and do it on a schedule, because we don't know when the second wave is going to come or how long the economy will be in recession. So plan for the future. Don't plan just I have to do everything today. Take a long-term point of view and plan something that's part of your monthly budget, not just part of the Ramzan or not just part of the Zakat, but try to stretch what you plan on giving so it lasts longer. So in the end, do what you can. Do your little bit. Take care of yourself. And inshallah, if we all do our little bit, we will come together and humanity as a whole will get past this and inshallah enter an era of flourishing and happiness. And if you liked my message, please share it. Your support means the world to me. Thank you.